Olha só, gente, o Domingão do Carlão de hoje, que vai começar agora, vai mostrar uma visita que nós estamos fazendo aqui nos Estados Unidos, no Texas, e vamos entrevistar o Dr. Tommy Perkins, que é celebridade quando o assunto é ultrassonografia de carcaça, quando o assunto é qualidade de carne, indicação da doutora Liliane Sugsal, a quem eu quero agradecer imensamente. Olha só, gente, é Domingão do Carlão mais especial. A gente está aqui nos Estados Unidos, a gente está na West Texas A&M University, no Paul Eagle Complex, this name?
Paul Engler Agriculture Complex.
E a gente está sendo ciceroneado aqui pelo Dr. Tommy Perkins, que é uma referência global, uma referência mundial em ultrassonografia de carcaça, em qualidade de carne. E eu queria aproveitar e agradecer esse domingão, agradecer a indicação, o apoio para a gente fazer essa entrevista aqui da Liliane, a doutora Liliane Sugisawa, que, enfim, fez a ponte entre a gente e o Dr. Perkins, que é autoridade internacional no tema. Thank you, Dr. Perkins, for coming here at my program.
Thank you for the opportunity to be on your program. I always like being with famous journalists. So.
The famous is yours. You are famous.
Maybe. No.
Let me start how I start everything, my program, saying that nobody was born famous people. Everybody has a history.
Yes,
and I would like to start for this. What's your history with cattle, with university?
Oh, excellent question. Well, I started out in a very small town. I think I had 18 students in my graduating class. I was not first, I was second, so I wasn't the smartest one there, unfortunately. But from there, I grew up on a farm, 4-H, FFA, and then I went off to the college, and I actually came to this university, West Texas A&M University, and have a degree in agriculture, business and economics, and a master's degree in agriculture. From there, I got really excited about cattle and thought I still want to do ag business. I went to Texas Tech University, started a PhD in ag business, didn't enjoy it. And got a phone call from a professor, and he says, man, we'd love to have you in animal science. So I moved over to zootechnia, or animal science, and got a PhD in animal science. I was very blessed. I was in the right spot. The good Lord took care of me at that time. So
wow, very nice history. And tell me about the theme, quality meat quality. Well, in the beginning, I think it's not too easy to convince the producers to join this.
Yeah, that's a great question, because in 1990, when I started ultrasounding cattle, our cattle were very, very tall. I mean, twice as tall as they are today. Extremely lean cattle, had very little fat on them, no marbling. I mean, just zero marbling. So at that point, we thought we should introduce this new technology that Dr. Jim Stouffer had been using since the 1950s. But some new changes are coming on, and said, Dadgum, we should take that technology and see if we can make some vast improvements and go from a no marbling or very low marbling animals to extremely high marbling cattle that we have today.
Wow. And now, what we are?
Yes, I mean, and now, if you look at where we're at now, we would, since 2015, I believe it is, we have gone from about 3% of our cattle grading prime to about 15% of our cattle grading prime on a daily basis. That's unheard of. And people always ask me, and when I was in Brazil, I said this same thing, because our beef producers bought in on the technology. They had confidence that we're going to move from a low marbling to a high marbling if they selected the right breeding animals. So my entire research program has been on identifying breeding animals, not actually feedlot cattle or cattle getting harvested. I always thought that if we could get the breeding animal identified, producers use the right breeding bull, then they would increase marbling. So 35 years later now, we have really had a lot of success. And as compliments to the breeders in the United States, they let us use the technology, identify the superior bulls that had high marbling, big ribeyes. They used them year after year, and now we're at a very good state where 90% of our product is extremely well marbled.
You recently you were in Brazil. What you can say about that?
Oh man, what a wonderful trip I had. I was there in June for about a week. I actually attended FECORTE. That was an awesome event. A lot of cattle people there. And I got to eat some of that outstanding beef. I mean, outstanding beef that I had while I was in Brazil. Again, I'm going to go back to where I think that your industry's a little kind of where we were at probably in 2000. You're not quite where we're at right now, but man, y'all have taken our technology and progressed it and utilized it the way you're supposed to. In the coming years, Brazil is going to be paid off as well. You're going to see all the producers are going to buy into it. They're going to figure out that it does work and the quality is going to get better. And then we in the United States are going to import your product here. It's that good.
The job for Liliane Sugsawa works the last 20 years in this question. How do you think where we are from now to 20 years?
So I'll go back a little bit of history for Brazil's, because not a lot of people may even know this, but the technology you have now in Brazil is being used at a high level, was developed by a young man that I trained in the States. He developed the software, then the software went to Brazil. But prior to that, Brazil was actually using another software that would have been in probably the late 80s, late 90s, early 2000s, Dr. Doyle Wilson. Because I'd be remiss if I didn't give him credit for a lot of the early work he did in Brazil. But he was at Iowa State University, and he took a technology that they developed at Iowa State, incorporated that into the beef business there, and they used it, and it was very effective. The problem with it was it didn't allow you to do shoot side, do some of the more efficient type software work, and that's where this new technology they're using, DGT is using, and thank you, Liliane, for having the foresight to bring that to Brazil. That has just progressed your astronomically. I mean, you've really done a really good job with that.
We have some difference between Brazil and the States because we are in a tropical point of the globe. But you are here, you have Angus, and we are Nelore. What's the characteristics that you see in it's important to choose?
I mean, if we look at, there's Nelore in America. And the reason the Nelore made it here is because they were the highest marbling of all Bos Indicus cattle. So we imported them because they're already higher marbling than most Brahmins. Well, I found out on my trip to Brazil this summer, they have taken that up another notch or two or three probably. I had some product from Nelore that would rival some Angus beef that I've had here. So because of the technology, and this is some research done probably in 1970s and 80s, but United States Meat Animal Research Center said there's as much genetic variation within a breed as there between breeds. Compliments to Brazil because they took the Nelore and they selected, because there's genetic differences, they selected those cattle that had high marbling, continued to select them, and now we're seeing a lot of Nelores grading in the upper choice and prime.
Do you know the Carcaça Nelore by Shiro Nishimura and all the team of him? They work a very nice job, no?
Oh yes, outstanding. I mean, all of those early pioneers that have brought this technology there and refined that technology, Brazil owes them really gratitude for what they've done for the industry, no doubt, because you're going to see that beef consumption is going to improve, but you're going to battle the same thing we did here. Early on when we started this, we didn't get a premium. So our producers weren't getting paid a premium for that higher marbling, so it's a little slower uptake. Now, once Brazil decides that we've got the quality and we're going to start paying a little bit of premium for the higher marbling cattle, you'll see it then steamroll.
What do you think? You ate our meat in Brazil? What about it?
Oh, it was outstanding. And I had ribeye, I had picanha. I had another cut that I couldn't even say what it was. Every one of them were superior in marbling, in flavor, in texture. I was highly impressed.
Let's talk about the importance of education. About the education is the difference between the future. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so we're blessed here. You know, we have 300,000 head of feedlot cattle within an hour of here. So we have a lot of that. But when I go to Brazil, I find more of your cattle being fed as intact males in smaller feedlots. But I am seeing you guys progress because we have all the corn in the world that we can feed. I see that Brazil is now doing some of those kinds of things. They're taking those males and making them steers and trying to feed some steers instead of bulls. That will go along because typically, and I don't know if this is in the literature anywhere, but typically a steer will be a 1% higher marbling percentage than a bull will. So part of the challenge you have in Brazil is they're leaving those bulls intact, and they can't reach the marbling potential if they were steers. So it's just a management difference between the two countries.
Say a message for Brazilian producers, please.
Yes, I will compliment Brazil every time from this technology. And I told them when I was in Brazil, they trump us because their technicians are so good. I have never seen a harder working, just more detail-oriented set of ultrasound technicians. They come and get certified here, but I promise you, I would take them to be my technicians anywhere in the world. They're that dedicated to it. They're that good at it that they're going to make strides faster just because they've embraced the technology and they're self-aware of they want to be the highest standard they can be as technicians. And that gets everything out of your software that you can get with good technicians. Compliments to them.
About this structure, I've never seen nothing like that in Brazil. It's easy to maintain this. Who pay for this? Government helps you. Tell me.
Great question. This whole building is really made up of industry support. So there are industry partners. They have subsidized all of this, and we're blessed. The problem is now, it was so good, we've outgrown our building already. We have so many students. We don't have big enough classrooms now. We have more faculty than we can actually support here, which is a good thing. It's a great problem, but we'll continue to lean on industry to help us.
How many students in this?
1,400 in this college. About 60% of those are animal science majors or zootechnia, pre-veterinary medicine.
And the students pay to study here, a year?
They do. And the good thing about here, if you were to take other universities, we're much cheaper than other universities. So we get a lot of the kids that come from different states. We'll have New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, plus all the Texas kids that come here. So very beneficial.
Normally, sons of producers and daughters?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the most part, yeah. Many of our kids would have a ranching or farming background, although the exception is we have a lot of young females that go to school here that are pre-veterinary medicine.
E agora a gente vai fazer tour. A gente vai, let's start a tour here in the college, no?
I look forward to it. Thank you for being here. That's a long trip from Brazil. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Kenya.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Pois é, gente, domingão para vocês. Esse local é muito importante porque esse foi o doador aqui para a construção disso tudo. Doou. What's the history of Mr. Paul Engler?
Mr. Paul Engler, he was the founder of Cactus Feeders, the largest feeding operation in the United States. He originated out of Nebraska, but because the feeding was so easy here in this panhandle, he moved all his operations here. And I don't know how many millions of cattle they fed in his lifetime, but a lot. He retired, he had a foundation, and he donated $80 million, $1 million per year for 80 years to our university. So we're very thankful, very blessed to have that donation to help with this, what I call the ag complex. So.
Pois é. E o complexo leva o nome, merecidamente leva o nome dele, Paul Egler College Agriculture and Natural Sciences.
Yeah.
E tá frio, gente. Vamos entrar de volta. Bom, gente, a gente tá aqui agora exatamente, é isso que vocês estão vendo, um baita frigorífico dentro das instalações aqui dessa faculdade. É incrível, né, gente? Deu uma instalação aqui, ela todinha pilotada pelos alunos, e aqui tem apenas um inspetor federal que faz as vezes aqui. Mas é realmente incrível a estrutura. Dessa escola, a gente tem uma store, uma loja que vende produtos que são porcionados aqui no próprio frigorífico aqui da faculdade e é vendido para os alunos, vendido também para qualquer pessoa da cidade que queira vir aqui e comprar carne de qualidade. Let's see if this one. Doctor, who's your job, the professor? The professor contribute to make a meat like this.
Because of all our research and over all the years, we've actually increased the size of the loma. But most important is increase the amount of fat inside the ribeye. More marbling is better. We see much marbling here, which the consumers prefer. It's more palatable, tastes better. Perfect product.
Pois é, ele está falando então que você tem um produto que a ultrassonografia identifica a qualidade dessa carne, identifica a quantidade de marmoreio que tem aqui, e quanto mais alto for o nível de marmoreio, mais gostosa, mais saborosa, mais palatável, ou seja, mais macia é a carne. Isso aqui transformou a pecuária americana, e por isso que uma carne dessa aqui, ó, $15, um pedacinho de um lombo, né? Isso aqui é um corte super especial. Dr. Kevin Pound agora vai mandar para nós uma mensagem para nossa audiência no Brasil. Talk something to our audience in Brazil.
Well, we're delighted to have visitors from Brazil come to West Texas A&M University. We have a lot of collaboration, and we invite anyone to come and see our wonderful facilities, meet our great people, and enjoy West Texas.
Bom, e o Domingão está conhecendo hoje a escola, o confinamento escola aqui da Universidade do Texas. Tell me about what you are a student, you are graduation here?
Yes, sir.
And how about?
How is it?
Yeah.
It's really good here at the feedlot. If you're a graduate student in feedlot nutrition or feedlot health, then you work at the feedlot in the mornings, and then in the afternoons you go to class. So every morning we get here at about 6:30, start feeding the animals around 7:30, do health, and grad students are managed by Phil. And then we spend pretty much like 3 or 4 hours out here every morning taking care of the cattle and then go to classes.
You learn everything.
Yes, we learn everything. We do the mill, we batch all of our own feed here. We do health with the help of Phil, and then we feed and run all of the equipment on our own too.
Okay. Tell me about this capacity of this.
So
structure.
we're licensed for 800 head. And right now we're around 640, 750 head. That's what we have right now. But
And the students like to come here and learn how.
well, I hope they do, because this is what they're studying for. This is going to be the rest of their life. What they're studying for. And like Sabine said, this is where they do all the research. And the majority of the students are either in health or nutrition.
And how many years do they have this structure?
This has been here since the late 70s. There's been some additions to it, but the main part, this, I believe, was the late 70s, early 80s.
And why do you choose student agriculture and veterinarian?
Yeah, so I grew up actually ways away from here in Reno, Nevada, and I chose WT and this program, specifically the feedlot program, because I think we're unmatched as far as all the other universities go. We have a great program. We have great people and advisors to learn from. Phil has been a great mentor. Also, the advisors such as Dr. Perkins, Dr. Samuelson, they really help us with connections in the industry, and we also get the hands-on learning that I don't think you get at other universities. It's not at every university you get the opportunity to be boots on the ground where you're working and where your research animals are.
What's the name of your father?
The name of my father, so my dad is Donald Harmer, but the owner of the ranch is Julian Smith. Yes. Yeah.
Donald, wait, you can wait for this woman back to the farm. Huh? You back to the farm like a superwoman.
Yeah.
Huh? Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you.
Congratulations for your choose for your job.
Oh, yes, thank you. I graduate soon, and then I'll probably get a PhD before I go get a job, but we'll
very
see.
Good. Muy bien. Agradecer, antes de encerrar aqui, também agradecer a nossa Agro Revenda, que é a plataforma de conteúdo da distribuição do agro brasileiro. E essa, this is yours.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, awesome. I will learn more about Brazilian livestock, right?
You learn Portuguese.
I will have to learn Portuguese. Well, everything, this is uniform.
Yeah.
A good steak
look
is a
at
good
this.
steak.
Very
Portuguese or English, it's the same.
That's the same.
Perfecto.
I love this.
Yes,
I
that's
love this.
excellent. Thank you so much. Ciao.